Hey everybody, welcome to the Prosperity and Health Alliance, Monday night webinars. It's your host tonight is Creel Hutchinson. My fellow hosts Siha Top and Wade Lightheart are out in the trenches, traveling around, promoting the technology and growing their businesses. So Wade and Krista are in Sedona for a much needed week of R&R and doing some promotional videos, which I'm sure you will all see very, very soon. And Siha Top, see you at the top kind of guy, is moving towards a very big rank with him and his team. So I know he is working hard as we all move towards all destinations. If you're having a magic flag, are pointing towards Las Vegas at the end of July. So of note, if you break your ranks before the end of June is the last month to qualify, and I know there's some big things happening within the entire Prosperity and Health Alliance. And that's the deadline, so we got less than 50 days to rock and roll. So everybody, it's time to get to work. For me, it's time to host this event first and foremost. Welcome back. In this business, everybody does their thing a little bit different. So you've seen Wade host events, you've seen Siha host events, and here's me doing my thing. I went to a great event over the weekend, hosted a booth, got to hear some great speakers. And one of the key takeaways from a speaker was, no matter what you do in the world, some people are going to totally dig it and some people aren't, no matter what. So we sometimes get held back because we're afraid of like who's not going to dig our message. But there's all these people out there ready to dig our message, right? So it really kind of sunk home to me, because where do I get trapped, or where do I create fear that stops me from talking to a person, stops me from posting something that I think is really valuable, stops me from making a phone call to someone I'm intimidated by. Everything we do in the world, your message that you're projecting out, your resonance, who you are, there's some people going to love you and there's some people going to hate you. Who are we going to focus on? In 9 years in this industry and the personal development side of this, eventually you get to the place of understanding that you know that being in network marketing, there's a little bit of a social faux pas, or there's a credibility issue that happens initially. Big deal. You know, don't worry about those people that don't get it. Focus on the people who get it and send your message out there. So tonight's webinar, I'm going to take people through, I kind of almost like the ABCs, just the real nuts and bolts, the questions that I get a lot from my team members. So, you know, basic steps, roadmap, handling objections, and promoting stuff. So sit back, think about some questions. I think it's probably going to be a little shorter than usual, this webinar, so we got lots of time for questions at the end. So let's just jump right into it. Sharing your message. It's really good to get clear on what do you want to share with the world, right? How many people are seeing your business on a daily, weekly, monthly time period? If you're not exposing it to at least 2 people, new people a day, your business is probably stagnating, right? On a weekly basis, how many new people are seeing this opportunity? How many new conversations you're having about the water? So we've got a message that we need to share to the world, and some people are going to get it, and some people aren't. Don't worry. Don't get stuck in that place of fear or concern about people not understanding or potentially criticizing what you have to offer. Because you know what? There's always going to be those people. So the best way to move through this is just to acknowledge that, understand that. That's part of growing this business. That's part of being an entrepreneur. Heck, that's part of voting in this country. Some people are going to like what you do and some people aren't. So the faster we can kind of come to terms with that and just move through it being like, hey, you know what? I'm not here for the dissatisfied. I'm here for who's satisfied. Who wants more of my message? So figure out what is your impact. How big an impact do you want? Because that's the message that you need to shout at a larger level. You need to expose it to more people. That means more people are probably not going to like it. You know, there's people on Facebook that we see that have strong messages. You either are into it or not. Donald Trump, there's a bunch of people that love it and there's a bunch of people that hate it. But he's got a very wide, broad base. You know, wouldn't you love to have that level of exposure to so many people seeing your message? And we know we've got a great product, we've got a great compensation program, we've got a great team, we've got a good thing happening here. This is a message worth sharing, right? What do you want? A lot of the time we don't share the message because we're really unclear on like why we're doing it and what we really want to achieve. So once again, it's personal belief system. What is your mental attitude that you're showing up into your life with? This, I was meeting with a distributor earlier today, and we talked about it. She loves personal development, but she's having trouble taking action. And I say, hey, it's the exact same thing. It's just personal development in action. Your ability to reach out and talk to people and explore that is really going to drive the most amount of movement inside. Some people are going to get it, some people don't. No big deal. I got to the point after years in this industry, whenever I saw an opportunity to introduce the opportunity to somebody and I didn't take it, then I'd be left with like, oh, you know what, I kind of felt bad about myself, or like, hey, I didn't step forward. I was scared of what would happen. I was scared of what that person could think about me. Eventually I got to the place where me having that conversation with myself was more painful than just going up and asking someone, hey, have you ever heard about this? And getting a no. No, I'm not interested, move on. There was more concern, there was more terror, there was more uncomfortableness with me not sharing my message because I wanted to change my world. That was driving me. So not sharing my message was actually just a representation of me not willing to do the things necessary to change my world. And at a certain point, I was totally unsatisfied with that reality. So what are you willing to do? How satisfied are you? If you're not satisfied, then you need to share your message. Get clear on the message and start sharing it. Right? How bad do you really want it? This is something over the years, hearing different people speak about it, if you get really clear on where you want to be, sharing your message is a way to get there. Right? How bad do you want it will really determine how much commitment and when things get tough, you're willing to proceed through. I have a very clear vision of where I want to do, so how bad do I want it? I want it really bad. I don't want to sit by and be like, hey, you know what, I missed the boat on this one. Or I'm at a great event, there's a speaker that I wanted to speak to this weekend about this opportunity. So I waited for the right time, I went up, introduced myself, had a conversation, and pitched it to him. Right? It wasn't for him, and it was a no, and I felt so good that I actually was brave enough, just like I got there, got that conversation, and went really smooth, we had a great connection, but it didn't work out. Stepping out of the comfort zone. Your message is your gift to the world. Are we brave enough to share that message? Are we brave enough to share the gifts and the dreams that we have with other people? If you're not sharing the message, your dreams are not being spoken. They're not going to be activating moving forward to you. Right? I think that's probably pretty clear. Moving along with this, the mediums that we get to do this in, social media with our friends and family. You can have vending booths and going to events, networking events, internet marketing, and prayers. I threw that one in because Cynthia Bigante, her big thing is, praying to whatever force you believe in is really about tuning into your mission, your why, your purpose, asking for support from the unknown elements, and really being in alignment. It's, some people call it The Secret, if you've ever seen that movie, or certain energies will attract. Whatever it is, get clear and use these mediums. Social media, what's your message you're putting out there? We're going to cover a little bit more about this at the end. Friends and family, are you talking to them? Do they know what you're up to? Booths and events, when I want to expand my message and how many people I reach, I look for events that I can really plug into. Networking events, great place to go and practice your pitch. Internet marketing. This is a brand new arena, but you've got lots and lots of expertise out there. If that was interesting to you, go learn about it. It's being able to access people globally. So there's lots of ways to get your message out there. So if you're looking for prospects, figure out which one you want to choose, which one you're most comfortable with, and start doing it. All right? Here's the basic steps. Do you know how to invite and help educate your prospects with ease? We have to keep this business very, 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 very simple, right? Sending people an hour-and-a-half presentation may not be the most effective thing after you meet them for a couple minutes in a cafe, or you bump them into a lineup, or whatever. We need to understand there's 7 exposures generally going to have to happen in order for someone to feel comfortable enough to trust you and our product and buy in, open up a new business with us. So baby steps along the way. You have to make it really easy. Success loves speed. We've all heard it. Well, you know what predates that? Being organized and knowing the steps and then doing them, a lot of them really fast, right? Unless you're organized, unless you know what to send people effectively, it's really difficult to gain momentum in this. So get organized and stay committed to the hours that you put into this business. If it's 3 hours a week, stay committed 3 hours a week. That's 12 hours a month that will grow over months and years. So often we don't take it serious enough. So whatever that time is, really commit and do it. The best thing I love to hear is people tell me what they can do versus what they can't do. And just hear our own vocabulary out in the world, or what the message we're sending to people. Sometimes we have a lot of buts and we put things off and so forth. Push that all aside. That's gone. That's in the past. What can you do today to move your business forward? Not about the buts or what I can't do. What can you do today? Right? And be proud and be satisfied and be excited by the end of the day that you've moved it forward and you haven't put off something tomorrow that you could have done today. Because today is where the magic is. Right? Quick little overview of the inviting formula. So we want to share our message with people. We engage in conversations. We get people curious. And then we want to invite them to do something. Either come to a live event, or way more likely and way easier to do is to invite people to look at a piece of material, a link, an email, or what have you. So here's the basics around the inviting formula. Be in a hurry. Right? Sincere compliment. We all love to receive it, and it just diffuses any tension, and all of a sudden people are more present, able to connect at that moment. Make the invitation. Right? If I do this, would you do that? The magic words. Get the confirmation. When can you do that? Great. So if I send it to you and you'll have watched it for sure by the time you just gave me, double the commitment. Right? They say yes. They're like, excellent. So is this the best number to reach you at, or is there somewhere else? So you confirm how you're going to get a hold of them and get off the phone or leave the exchange. Right? I was at a vending event on Sunday, met a lot of people, went through it. I know I'm not there to give them a full presentation where they're going to buy at the end, because it's only my first encounter with them. It's going to take a multiple amounts of exposure. So I wanted to keep it comfortable, satisfied, easy. So I might talk to them for a few minutes, make the invitation, get their contact, send them some information, and I've got to book time later on. The inviting formula is your roadmap to success. If you continue to understand this and do this over and over again, because you're not going to just do it the first time you invite someone to look at what we have. You're going to do it when you call them back and you're dealing with objections. You're going to ask. You're going to continue to invite them. Once they join your business as a distributor, you're going to invite them to keep learning and keep training. So getting really clear with the inviting formula, it's going to be crucial to our success moving forward. So here's just a quick little recap of it. All right? Template emails. The PH Alliance has sent this out, and they've been upgraded, and I know I've sent some out to just my team, but you want to download those template emails. There's a group that is the main emails. Download them, email them to you, cut and paste them, put them into an email them to yourself, save them in a Gmail account if you're using Gmail or whatever your email account is, and so you've got a folder on the side that has about 6 or 8 emails. Watch all of them. Every link in there is just valuable stuff. That's all your arsenal, what you're going to do to educate people with. 85% of what people need to see and hear in order to feel comfortable with this product, the opportunity, and to join and commit is all within those main template emails. So what happens is I have an exchange with somebody, and I invite them, hey, if I sent you some information on the product, would you look at it? They say, yes, great. It's a 20-minute presentation. It's called Come and Water in 20 Minutes. If I send it in an email, you can watch it. Yes. When can you watch it? Tuesday. Great. If I call you Wednesday morning, you'll have seen it. Yes, I have. Great. This is the best number. Awesome. I can go right onto my phone, because remember, your phone, smartphones today is basically a world-class office. And wouldn't it be nice to sit at the park for a couple hours during the day, go for a little walk, do some work in the office before you leave, which is in the car, drive there, and then answer some of those emails on the way back, all with your phone. This can set us free. But you got to get organized in order to use it. So when you have those template emails set up, you can click on there, you can send it to someone right away. Maybe you even want to text them the 20-minute Kangen Water in 20-minute video, right? All of a sudden they're waiting for the kids at soccer, they can watch the video, right? Or they're a hassle in traffic, they can watch the video if they're a passenger, and so forth. So you want to make sure you got the template emails downloaded Review those emails because there's great information there, so you're going to be up to speed. But that's going to be the stuff that you're going to invite people to look at, right? Sending people to the Health Success Center, inviting people to just go there as like the first or second step with somebody probably isn't going to be very, very effective. We know that's not because there's not enough connection and relationship built. I would prefer to send some people smaller videos, baby steps. When they want more information, I could send them to something like that. But in general, people are going to need very small steps at the beginning, something that they can handle. So you're building a relationship. So you're not going to invite someone to do something tremendous. Just something small. You follow up with them. You follow up with them. That's how we work this business. Thinking always, hey, I got to talk to this person and connect realistically, with an education aspect 7 times before they purchase from me. So build a foundation of trust and education before we can open a new business. Here's my Enagic business overview steps. In a perfect world, this is how it looks. And this is kind of designed for distributors that have been with us for a while and for new people, because people are like, well, how does it work? How does this move forward? Step 1, you get people interested in the product and business by talking to them. All those mediums we talked about, getting your message out there, you got to get the message out there to people and get them interested. So all of a sudden, yes, you got someone who's interested. They say, yeah, I've been hearing about this technology. Well, that's awesome. If I sent you a 20-minute presentation that explains most things, would you be willing to check it out? If I would, you. They say yes, you book the time, you send that. That's step number 2. Step number 3, find the email, the template, or the link that you like, send it to them. So that can all be done right there on the spot, right? Follow-up call to see what they liked. Very easy. You get on the phone with them, you say, great, did you get a chance to review the information? They say yes or no. If they say yes, you say, great, what did you like best? If they say no, you invite them to look at it again and what time will work better, and you rebook the call. What did you like? They tell you what they liked, right? Generally at this point, there's going to be some likes and there's going to be some objections. They're going to need some more information. All this stuff is going to happen. You're just going to keep asking questions. You're going to say, great. If I sent you that information on a comparison of our machine compared to other machines, would you look at it? Competition overview. They say yes, when can you do it? So you're doing the inviting formula again. Real simple, right? Or they've got some objections and you're like, great, I've got this link. Just review your template emails. It's all in there. I got this link that will explain that for you. If I send it to you, would you look at it? Yes, I'd look at it. When? Just doing the inviting formula again. And it's really simple. Once you understand, once you've got the flashlight inside the darkness of how to do this business, it can be a game. It can be fun, right? And eventually, we want to get to a place where it's really comfortable and fun, that sharing your message is not scary, but it's empowering. It's exciting. You're not emotionally attached to the yes or a no because you're in alignment and you've experienced some success, but it's going to take a little time to get there. We know that, right? But if you continue to do the steps and you do them correctly, in order and have a really sense of what that is, your success rate goes way up, right? So you're asking them, they might have some questions, and you're like, great, maybe we'll set up a 3-way phone call with your sponsor or upline support. When can you do that? So there's step 5. Step 6, you can offer a 21-day water trial optional to build value. If people are like, well, I really like it, I understand it, but I need more information, or I need to try it. Great. So if I offered you a 21 days, we figured that out, would you do it and follow the steps? Yes, I would, so you can make that happen. Not everybody needs to try the water in order to purchase. We know that from experience. So I would be cautious as building that into your vocabulary or into your educational pitch. It's not necessary. I offer it when the objection comes up that I need to try the water. I'm like, great, we can make that happen. Here's how that works, right? Step number 7, explain the difference in water systems and finance options. So perfect scenario, you've sent some information, they've watched the Kangen water in 20 minutes, maybe a Dr. Donaldson overview, maybe they watched some of the business presentations. You can do that in under an hour. You get on the phone, what did you like best? Well, I like the product, this and this, I really enjoyed. And what about the business? Yes, I like the business, this aspect. So would you like to get one of these systems? Well, I'd like to know the difference in the systems. Great. Let me send you a little video that explains the difference between the SD501 and the K8. Do you have 6 minutes right now to take a look at this? They say yes, you send it. You say, great, I'll call you in 10 minutes, right? Or the financing options. You explain MetaCard. So you've got to get to the place where they're comfortable with the education. So that might be a few back and forth phone calls, emails, text messages to watch videos. Eventually they're at a place where, yes, they want to do it. What's the difference in machines and what's the financing options, right? This is a great way to do a three-way phone call also with your upline when you're just getting started, because they can talk that person through it. You can check it out. Then you place the order online or fill out the paperwork, scan it, and send it into the company, right? And then about 3 or 4 days later, a commission check comes, you cash it, and you do the exact same thing over and over and over again. You duplicate, right? Step 1, get people interested in our product and business. Invite them to review information related to what their interest level is. You know, I'm interested in the product. I am interested in business, both. Send a template email or a link to help that education process. Follow up and see what they like. So you're just doing the inviting formula, right? There'll be objections or they'll have more questions. You send a little bit more information, provide a three-way phone call, maybe a water trial. Then they're at their place where they like it. You explain the difference between the water systems and the finance options. Then you get their information. You place the order. The checks come. And you show other people how to do the same thing. Plug them into the PH Alliance and our automated system. In a perfect world, that's how it works. But if I look back at my business, I'm like, that's pretty much my business all summed up into 10 steps, right? So I think we sometimes overcomplicate this business. What's your message? Get clear and start sharing it with people. And the people that are going to resonate with it, take them through the steps. Right? Some people are going to need 3 exposures. Some people need 10 exposures. Some people need to talk to another person. Some people need to come to an event. But you've got all these tools to work with. Just move it through, right? Your business is growing when you're talking to people and you're getting more people into your funnel of education. If that's not happening, that's your block to your dreams and success here in Enagic. All right? So, know your tools. What video links do you send? The Kangen does, and in general, I think most distributors, we use about 10 to 12 links, and that's it. That does most of my business. Organize yourself in your office or on your computer or on your phone. Send it all through there. Text message, email, Facebook. Product versus business. Share the opportunity. Wade has provided such great information in the last few webinars in the last 6 weeks of really about how to introduce this opportunity, working with socially conscious entrepreneurs, helping people to build a 6-figure income in the next 12 to 24 months, working with a product that is excellent for people's health with a global opportunity which is incredible for people's business. Which one are you most interested in? Find out what they're interested in, send them the correct information, right? Don't overload people with information 1 step at a time, 7 exposures, just keep thinking that, right? And we've got so much great information, YouTube, Dr. Donaldson, Rise videos, VMO, all the stuff Roger does, which Roger, you're doing a great job. Keep it up, brother. I love hearing the message. And then we get to handling objections and questions. This is when things get really exciting because what you've done is you've shared your message, it's been received, and someone's trying to understand if it's a fit for them. So when you get objections and questions, you're actually really in the work, right? So this is the exciting part. I love getting them. And what I've come to find and realize for myself, the easiest formula I can do for myself and teach others is the feel, felt, found formula because it's so simple. Anyone ever complain about the price? Too much? Of course, we hear that all the time. So, and that was my objection in the beginning. So we've all been there. So I know exactly how you feel. 5 years ago, I felt the same way when I was introduced to this. What I found was a system that makes all these waters and improves my health daily was worth it. It is actually one of the best investments I have ever made, and I know you will feel the same in a few years. Would you be interested in learning about how to get the system for $100 to $120 a month? I handle the objection, deal with it, and I ask the person to look at getting a little bit more information that will help them move past that, right? Real simple. Internet stuff, internet trash. People go on, they say, hey, we see all this. I know exactly how you feel. When I was introduced to this and started to look online, I was shocked with all the Kangen slamming and felt uncertain too. But I continued to investigate further and learned most of what I saw was purely marketing. Would you be interested in learning more about the brand names and the difference in systems? If I sent you a link, would you watch it? Right? Feel, felt, found. And it's rolled right back up into the inviting formula. The $1 million skill is the inviting formula if you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, right? Social media. Social media is a fantastic way for us to get our message out there to our audience, but also their audience and beyond. And if people like what you're doing, they'll like it and they'll share it with other people. So social media is a great way. Now, you can do social media effectively and you can do it in a way that just turns people off. Realize you're going to turn some people off anyway, so don't worry about that. When I've been involved with network marketing, especially in Magic, in 5 years, some of my friends at the beginning were turned off with what I put out there. But I realized, that's not dictating my dreams. I know what I have here is I'm improving people's health. People are promoting all kinds of stuff. People are promoting drinking, partying, festivals, driving, commercialism, materialism, religion, voting. It's all out there. Figure out what your message is. What do you want to share with the world? What do you want to get people excited about? And once you get really clear on that, isn't it worth sharing that? Because that's your juice. That's your life. So it's not going to, some people are going to get it, some people aren't. Social media is a great way to do it. From the Eric Worre events in Las Vegas, we have learned a lot of training, and there's a social media panel there. And I don't claim to be an expert in social media at all. I would love to pay a coach that would train me and then someone to do it for me. So I'm figuring it out myself. But what the takeaway was that 20% of what you post should actually be really, focused on a magic and, asking people product stuff. And 80% is lifestyle. If people like what you're doing and up to, they're going to be, when you post the 20%, they're going to grab onto it because they like the 80%. If you're all 80% posting, it seems like you're just selling to them and people are oversold to. So there's got to be a unique way, right? There is lots of mediums. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's videos on YouTube, there's Periscope. And in the community, we're going to have people that are doing this really well and they're tagging in and you can use it. So, I really want to encourage people to support the community, tag the activity, create a buzz that people want to connect to and learn more. If we, as the Prosperity and Health Alliance, come together and really show people that we are part of a larger group that is in multiple countries, that is people are winning and breaking ranks and achieving success and life-changing stories, that is just not in our one little group, but actually it's much bigger. And if we show that and really step into that, and I think that, for us, we launched this in January 1st, by the end of this year, we could really create an energetic field around what we're up to, and social media is a great platform to introduce it and share that to. Because we see other teams being able to do it and really identifying that. Through social marketing and psychology, the easiest way to get somebody to join your business, my business, our business, is for them to personally identify with what we're up to. Not to like the product, but to like what we're up to, our message, to really take on our presence or our message in the world and adapt it for themselves. Maybe the message is, we want to get really healthy, or we want to make a lot of money. If they adapt that message, then you're going to enroll them into the business rather than them understanding what this all is and how it works. That will come later. But if they like your message and they adapt it and they see themselves as being like, hey, that's exactly what I'm up to. I want that. That's the easiest way to get people into our business. Promote your message, have that message strong, have it reinforced with social cues and our whole community here, that people will want to join that, and they'll figure out all the rest later. So really important how we're using social media, right? Tagging, I think we should start tagging hashtag PHA, Prosperity and Health Alliance, hashtag Kangen Lifestyles, and really get that out so that we can track that through our community. Social media, the key is how to add value to my area of interest. What's your area of interest? What's your message? And how do you add value to other people that are interested in that level of interest? For me, I really love yoga stuff, meditation, that area. So I promoted those things for years, and I've introduced Kangen water to it, right? But I'm adding value into something that people already really enjoy. So look at yourself. Where are you an expert? Where do you consider you're an expert or a person of influence? And how do you add more value into that, right? If you're promoting Kangen water to a community that, a lot of people on our Facebook sites already own it or are familiar with it. So how do you create more value? Well, you've got to give them either, tips on how to use it properly, how to promote it better, how to, and I love what Roger's doing. He's providing all this great content on YouTube that helps us understand this more and putting that message out over and over and over again. Putting the message out, you gotta be brave. Making videos and posting it on Facebook for your whole audience to see is kind of scary. We know that. But do you think if you did that for the next 5 years, your business would be bigger than not doing it? Absolutely. It would be way, way bigger. So once again, we come back to what's our message and what's blocking us from really getting out there and sharing that forward. Be tactful, be professional, make it fun or fund and engaging, right? And you got to stand out a little bit. Be unique. Quotes, cool pictures, artistic, whatever that expression might be. Looking for training in areas that you want to improve upon. Get coaching, give coaching. For me, over the years, I just sought out coaching in different areas that I felt like I've got weaknesses on. So if you want to really see what social media is, hey, you could access the All Access by Eric Worre and the social media package there. There's a social media conference happening next week or the week after here in Vancouver. So there's lots of stuff to plug into. It's all about that message. What are your message? Why you're here? What do you want to share to people? And what stops you from taking the action steps to get that message into people's ears so that communication and conversations can start to happen? Because if those conversations are not happening, your business is not growing. Whether that even be bad, people not enjoying your stuff, at least the message is getting out there and conversations are happening, because someone along the way might be like, hey, you know what, well, I actually relate to that. That's a message that I like. You guys might not like it, but I'm feeling something here. I want to go check that out more. It was amazing how many people I met at this event yesterday. It was called the Awakened Man event in Vancouver. It wasn't big. It was about 150 people. I ran a booth, got to chat to lots of good people. But people had been hearing about Kangen water and had been introduced by other people. But everyone's got a different message, even though they're promoting the same product sometimes or the same opportunity. How you convey it and how it's received is really important to who's going to trust you and want to get into business with you. So I was running into that, and I was also running into people that had never heard of it before. But because I'm out there sharing the message, you're part of the message. People are buying what you're saying and the message. So we really want to step into it. For me, I think about, hey, you know what muscle I really want to flex? It's the hustle muscle. You got to take some action. You got to get the message clear and get out there and promote it. Go back and listen to Eric Worre's. It's amateurs and posers. And then you move into the professional arena. Professionals have a great message. They're solid, proud about it, and they want to share with other people. Their why is so big that it's like a magnet pulling them towards something. So I hope this has been helpful. It's kind of been a little, step-by-step process, because I've been getting a lot of questions lately. Okay, what to do? It's like, hey, you know what? The to-do part is fairly easy. The why part that drives the to-do is really the key. So I think that's my last slide right there. I'm going to turn it over to you guys for some Q&A and get this coming through. Let's see who's on the lines and what questions we got. Let me see. I'll open this up. All right. There's Donna. Thanks, Donna. So if you guys are out there, give a little wave or let me know. Is anyone else having issues with the volume? I hope that got taken care of. And so pop your questions in. Donna, let me know if that worked out for you. Robert Smith, the Kangen dozen. So what I referred to that is there's about a dozen links that I will use or a dozen emails that pretty much do all the business for you. So when you have those template emails, you're not having to reinvent the wheel all the time. And so as this is just my slang being like, hey, your Kangen dozen. So what are your template emails that when someone says, hey, I'd like some information, you're like, great, what's your email? You get on your phone, you click on your template email, press forward, type in their email, press send, they've got it. So you don't have to keep reinventing that. That's your Kangen dozen. That's your like tricks in the bag that you know are there and you can pull out, oh, you got a competition question? Let me go to the Kangen dozen, that's the competition overview, and let me send you that information. So that's what I mean by that. Get some more questions here. Barbara Warren on the line. She says, thank you. I appreciate that, Barbara. Thank you. We'll be able to watch the replay on this webinar. Yes. Of course, we will be posting, thanks to Kimberly, who's in the background that's always holding it down for us. Usually within 12 to 24 hours, it seems like now, we've got it up the next day so people can watch it. And I think this might be a good one because it's about 30 minutes long of really good content and it kind of walks you through the key steps. It'll be even a good one for like new distributors. That's what I kind of had in mind for this, something easy that you can walk people through. Barry, great call, Creel, loved your call. The sound and slides look great from down under. Thank you, Barry. That's awesome. Emily there, thanks, Creel. Excellent. You guys got any questions for me? Fire away. I do want to let you guys all know we're going to have a special event in Vancouver. Wade and I have been talking, and we're going to do a Prosperity and Health Alliance barbecue party. June 11th, it's going to be a Saturday. And it's either going to be at my place in East Vancouver or it's going to be at Wade's new residence location. And we're going to just figure out what happens towards the end of it. But, you know, just putting that out there, great time to book it off. We'll probably do a barbecue kind of activity. Come at 4, you know, take it till 10, 10:30 at night. So invite your friends. And this is really, it's, you know, Kangen water people, but it's also all walks of life. I'm going to invite the neighbors for, you know, the neighborhood. It's an opportunity to bring people into our world with our message, but hear other people's messages and kind of cross-pollinate, as it were. So for the Vancouver people, keep that date open. That's June 11th. And, well, I'll give it another minute if you guys got any questions or any feedback out there. Let's see. No. All right. Well, good folks, good Kangenites out there in the world. I wish you all the best on a wonderful evening. Also wish you great success in your business. And it's really getting clear on that message because we all have our personal message to share, but we've got a great opportunity to link arms with Mr. Shira and his message. And with a powerful, impactful product, a great compensation program, a lifestyle that can, you know, be tremendous for anyone. So we've got a good story to tell. So commit now, commit right now. Tell this story to more people this week than you did last week. And every week, every day, you move your business forward, step by step by step, right? Don't feel guilty about what you didn't get done today, you know, what you put off. Tomorrow, just get back in the game, take care of yourself. If you're down in the dumps, reach up to your upline, your sponsor, chat it out, you know, turn around, help someone else in your business who's a new distributor, you know, support them. This is about getting your message out, helping people day in and day out. So once again, I want to thank Kim in the back for doing all the audio and keeping the show rolling smoothly. And from Vancouver, BC on a nice over cloud evening. We're going to say good night. Have an awesome weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next Monday, 7 o'clock, same place, same time. Different hosts. My buddies will be back with me. And from there, we wish you a good night. Bye-bye.